Greetings, greetings, greetings. Mel Sherbert said that we could accomplish a lot more in our life if we didn't think those things was impossible. And the Bible say that what seems impossible to man is possible with God. We have to think on that. We have to meditate on that. We have to resonate with that. So good morning. My name is Mac Drinker, better known as Mac D. ActivateYourHiddenPower.com. Go to my website, look at some of my blogs, buy my book, and subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm talking about. Today we're just going to resonate. We're going to talk. We're going to read for some notes. I got some great notes here, and most of where I'm coming from and some of the text that I'm coming from is like 30, 40 years old. So recently we have been talking about the 12 universal laws and how we can understand these 12 universal laws, and we can incorporate natural and moral laws in our meditation practice to manifest that which we desire in our life. So when we go back to the 12 universal laws, we want to concentrate on 3 specific laws at this point when we talk a little bit about opening the energy fields to our chakra. So we want to think about the law of vibration. And we're talking about the law of vibration as that each and every thought and feeling that we have, it vibrates. And it depending on our thoughts, whether negative or positive, it either raises our frequency or either it lowers our frequencies. Then we want to talk about the law of attraction. Again, what we think about each and every day, all day long, we attract those things in our life. Whether they are positive or negative, we are going to attract those things. And the last one we want to talk about, more so than anything else, is the law of inspiring action. So once we understand and we become very aware of what we want in life and what we want to do in life, then we are going to create action. We're going to create an action plan, and we're going to go at it. It is not like every day that some days we're not going to want to do anything, but if we are doing these meditation techniques and we are doing these methods that I'm going to be giving you, starting first with the chakra techniques, then we're going to be able to create this energy to help us do something toward our goal. Now let me talk about 2025. Now, I'm one of the persons like to read, I like to study, and I like to do research. I'm not a big fan of radio news, television news, but I do watch it off and on because my wife, she has to look at this. She has to know what the current events are, what's going on around her as she leaves the house for work. So about 3 months ago, I read an article, and the article say that we are having the longest 3 days of the year. So the earth is rotating faster, so we are going to get through the day as far as time faster the next 3 days. What he is saying is that the earth is rotating at a speed that's abnormal from its normal rotation. 6 months ago, the scientists came in and they said, okay, wow, the earth is rotating and moving off its axle and then moving back to its normal axle rotation. So what degree was it? 6 months ago, it was 25,846 degrees off its axle. Then a week later, it was 25 degrees off its axle. So now, just this week, the scientists come back and they say that the Earth core had completely stopped. So if the Earth core stopped, it started reversing itself the opposite way. This is in your news. These are articles that you're reading if you're up with current events. And they say these events are affecting human beings. So how is it affecting us? Is it affecting us mentally? Is it affecting us spiritually? Or is it affecting us physically? Well, one of the things the scientists say is that it's going to affect us physically because it's going to affect the magnetic field. And so if people know what the magnetic field protects us from the solar radiation from the sun. It's going to affect our electronic grids. That's where we get our electronic for our lights, and for our machinery. It's going to affect the weather, the climate control, more earthquakes, more tornadoes, more hurricanes. And if you've noticed that scientists are also unearthing so many artifacts that's been buried long ago in the earth. Not too long ago in Kemet, Egypt, they unearthed a like 40-ton mummy. Now think about what I'm saying here. So if we are being affected both mentally, physically, and spiritual, what is that doing to our circadian rhythm, our biological clock? We haven't thought about that. What is it doing to our energy center? Are we thinking about those things? Are we thinking about why we're not sleeping the 8 hours? Why we have to take different medication? Why are we taking so many antidepressant drugs? And why are so many children being diagnosed with these mental health problems? Have you thought about it? I have. So I just wanted to bring that up. I keep up with a lot of current events. There's a lot of things happening to us around us each and every day in our environment that we need to stay abreast to. So what I try to bring to you is I try to bring you some easy techniques and methods that can help you when these events create anxiety, when these events create stress, when these events create depression. So today I want to touch a little bit on the chakras. The chakras are the 7 energy centers that the Sanskrit called the wheel. That they believe that there are 7 energy centers that's rotating and spinning like a wheel within our body in 7 certain areas of our body. And they said we can activate the energy in these areas to create certain personality changes. And you're finding this mostly with Buddhism, and you're finding a lot of it with Hinduism. And these are some of the practices that they use in our religion. But my big question to you is, do you know who you are? The philosophers say that we're supposed to know ourselves. If you go back to Kemet, the pharaohs say, know thyself. If you go even further back into the ancient Sumerian, they also say we need to know ourselves. So how do we know ourselves? Where do we start? What direction do we go and take? In the ancient Sumerian, they said that the Creator created himself in triple darkness. So if he created himself in triple darkness, what do we surmise he's talking about? So there's a spiritual self, there's a mental self, and there is a physical self. We can start right there. So what is the spiritual self? The spiritual self most likely talk about the negative, positive, and neutral phases of our life. That's what's going on with us negatively, what's going on with us positively, and what's happening on the neutral plane. So when we talk about the mental part of ourselves, then we are getting into the brain. We are getting into the mind. The mental part of ourselves has 3 stages. And these stages consist of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And if we had a little bit of physics, we know these are the nucleus of the atom. Then we go further into the physical self. So when we talk about the physical self, then we'll talk about solids, we'll talk about gases, and we're also talking about hormonal concepts. So you have the solids, you have the gases, and you have the the liquid part of ourselves. So when I go to these notes here, I think about, I wrote down here that the mental level of the mind can be the neutral level between the higher and the lower self. So if we are thinking about the mental self as the higher and lower self, would it behoove us to activate those areas going to increase our frequency in the mental part of our life? So if we want to know ourselves, we have to understand this bridge between the mental, physical, and spiritual self. So we're going to deal directly with the mind. So let's get to some of the notes that I have here. It says here, to know thyself is to know the inner self, the inner part of you, right? So this is the mental bridge that we have. And this mental bridge, it acts as a link between the higher and lower self. And how do we get to it? We get to this through this mental bridge by activating these 7 different energy fields that we talk about in the chakra. And the chakra is a Sanskrit language meaning the wheel. The wheel is rotating. And the ancients also said that in order to operate on this plane, we have to understand that our body is electromagnetic being. Our body is electromagnetic being. So if that's the case, then our mind is also electromagnetic. So if our mind is electromagnetic, then we can consider that our brain is called a biocomputer. Let's just say it like this. I want to read something to you about as we're talking about the mind, about personality. And bear with me a minute. Let me get this here. Now this is from Dr. Dennison. This is an old book that you can't find this information no more. So Dr. Dennison say that we have the potential power, and potential power only mean power, right? So that's like synonymous. You have two different things: potential, which mean power, and power itself. So this potential power is resonating within us and inactive in us until we activate these chakra centers. So he said that we have these human personalities, and they can be divided into 4 different categories. And he talked about the first category is the public side of your personality. The public side of your personality is when you go out and everyone see that side of you. It's what you present in public to people, and they can see that side of you for what it is. The second personality category he talked about was the unconscious side of your personality. Now I'm going to have to read this one to you because he goes a little deep here where when I read it to you, you could understand it. He said a superconscious contains the image of the ultimate superior self-image and actualization of the individual. He said a superconscious receives its image from the cerebral cortex of the brain. And this portion of the brain controls creativity and motor skills. So one of the major functions of the subconscious is to communicate impressions from the superconscious to the conscious objective mind. Think about that now. The subconscious mind communicates with symbols and colors to the conscious objective mind. That because of the conscious mind demand concrete proof, which is logic, knowledge, senses, it often misinterprets many other messages from the subconscious, thus rendering the individual unconscious of their own potential. Wow, there's some heavy stuff there. So what he's saying here is that all day long we are taking in information, and this information is going into the subconscious or superconscious mind, and it's operating deep within our brain, our cerebral cortex, and only a certain percentage of that information is being activated in the objective mind of what we are actually doing and creating in our life. And then there is the blind side of our personality, so Dr. Dennison said. The blind side of our personality is those secret side of us that no one know about but us, that deep within us that we ourselves is only aware of. So those are the 4 different personalities that we are carrying each and every day in our life. Now, when we think of the brain again, of the mind, which is the bridge to the inner self, then we have to think that the brain is capable of taking in 2 million different visual inputs at one time and over 100,000 audio inputs at one time. That's a lot of information that's coming to our brain at one time. So now we have the universe and the universal laws operating around us each and every day. We have the universe itself in chaos that's disrupting our circadian rhythm. So now we can surmise that our circadian rhythm is being disrupted. What, if you Google this, it's called the circadian disruptor. Think about it. So wouldn't it behoove us to each and every day do some type of relaxation or meditation every single morning to quiet the mind for what's going on around us and in our environment? Now let's get right to it. We talk about the chakra. So the chakra is 7 specific points in your body. So you have the chakra that starts at the base of the spine. And this chakra is called the root chakra. Now we can go a little deeper into it, and if you buy my book, How to Activate the Hidden Mind, How to Activate the Hidden Power God in You, I go a little deeper, and then I can even go further in it when we go to the esoteric studies. But the root chakra is the grounding chakra. It grounds us. It helps us stay grounded. It's like a survival tool. When we open up this energy level, it's like our survival tool. It keeps us grounded. And then we have the second chakra, which we call the uterus chakra. This chakra is found within the spleen, in the uterus or the testicles of the body. And this body is more, this energy level is more dealing with creativity. And what we want to do is we want to keep this chakra open because this is our lifeline. This is where we produce. This is our lifeline. And then we have the third chakra, which is the chakra called the solar plexus. And the solar plexus chakra is identified right below the ribs, right within the ab, right above the navel. And this solar plexus, if you think of solar plexus, you think of sun. This is our shelter. This is where we protect and we shelter everything within us from the solar plexus. And very, very dynamic part of the chakra, which we should be opening each and every day. And the fourth chakra that we talk about is the heart chakra, that deal with love and socialization. And this chakra open up our energy level to socializing, to loving, to harmony. When we talk about the universal laws of rhythm, then we can think about this chakra. And the fifth chakra is dealing with the throat chakra, where we open up this energy level for communication. And a lot of times we don't think, sometimes we need to open this chakra because we can say the wrong things to offend people. With this circadian disruption, where we're not getting enough sleep, and we're mostly time waking up agitated or filled with anxiety, and we go out and we speak to people, or we see things we don't like. So we can say the wrong things. We can say things to offend people. We can say things to make people angry, or we can take in communication that affect us. The sixth chakra is this chakra, what I call the pineal gland chakra, right between the brow area. This is a very, very important chakra because this chakra is there where we get all of our creativity from, where we get all our rhythm from, where we are expanding on all 12 universal laws, all the natural laws, all the moral laws. So keeping this chakra up, open up our third eye. And then we have the seventh chakra, which is the base of the brain, which is at this little. When you think about this, when babies are born, they're always saying, "Be careful, do not drop that baby, because that baby hit their head, they're gonna hit that soft spot. You have to protect the soft spot." So the crown chakra is that chakra that they are talking about that we have to protect. That is the light to the soul. That is the one where we are creating self-actualization. So we think of these chakras in numbers, from the root chakra to the crown chakra. The root chakra, of course, is the chakra that we associate with the color red, and we also associate this root chakra with a certain mantra, note. And if a note is do, if it's a mantra, it's lam, lam. If it's a note, it's do, do. So then we move up to the next chakra, which is the spleen, which activate the energy level for food. So, and this is representative of the color orange. And it's also representative of the mantra Vam. And you can also associate it with the musical note Re. Re. So you go from the root chakra. The root chakra is Vam, Lam, Lam. And then you talk about the spleen chakra, which is associated with food, will be Vam. So you got Lam, Vam. Then you go to the solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra is associated with the color yellow as the sun, bright, shiny sun that come into our soul and our spirit. It is also associated with the sound mantra of Ram, Ram, Ram. And if you think about it from a musical note, do, re, mi, mi. So you got Ram, mi, right? So now you go to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is associated with the color green. The green, the lifeblood of the earth, right? And then it's associated with the sound yum, yum, like you're eating, like your greens and your vegetables and your fruits. Yum. This is your heart chakra that's going to activate the spirit of love. So you have do, re, mi, fa. So yum, fa. Do, re, mi, fa. Yum, fa. Then you have the throat chakra again, which is associated with the color blue, like the sky, that's communicating with us each and every day. So this is also associated with the mantra hum, like you're humming, like you're producing this music, this soft, clear music that's coming from your body, your throat. Vam, from your thyroid and parathyroid area. Vam, ram, and it's also associated with do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, fi, do. Right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol. So, right? So now we go to the broad chakra, which is the pineal, where we open up the pineal gland. And this is associated with indigo. Why indigo? Because indigo is associated with all the colors of the rainbow. So you open it up with the color indigo, and you're using the mantra and ta. With the musical note. So, do, re, mi, fa, sol, di, si, do. And then the most important part of your chakra, which is the crown chakra, the seat of the soul, you are opening up with the great and masterful am. I am. I am. Am. And do. Do. Right? So each one of these chakras have a specific sound and a specific color in order to open them up. So when you are breathing in, as we talk about proper breathing through the nostril, from the diaphragm, and breathing out through the nostril, allowing the diaphragm to recede back and the abdomen to go in. So let's do a quick example of how to open up the chakras, starting from the root chakra where we'll ground ourselves, right? So we're going to go to the root chakra. We're going to imagine breathing in the color red, and we're going to use the mantra Lam. Lam. All right? So let's go. Breathing in the color red, using the mantra Lam. It goes like Lam. Breathing in the color orange and using the mantra Vam. Vam. Breathing in and imagine breathing in the color yellow and using the mantra Ram. Ram. Imagine breathing in the color green and using the mantra Yam. Yam. Moving to the throat chakra, imagine breathing in the color blue and using the mantra Hum. Going to the brow, which is the pineal gland, using the color indigo. And if you don't know what the color indigo looks like, Google it for you'll get it right. And we're using the mantra Moving to the crown chakra, imagining the color violet, red violet or violet. This is a brownish purplish color that you're opening up your crown chakra with. And we're going to use the mantra Am, right? This is very important. This is the one that we are opening up the seat of the soul. So it goes Am. Breathing in the color red violet. I am. I am that I am. Right? So if we do these every single morning before we do our meditation practice, this is going to enhance our proper breathing technique. It's going to create our posture. We're going to be able to sit up straight. We're going to be able to breathe correctly. And each time we are opening up these different chakras, we're going to imagine these colors going into the back of our spine. First from the base of the spine and on up to the crown, the axle of the stem of our brain. So when we use these techniques, it's going to open us and clear us up for proper breathing to create a sense of going into the alpha state. And trust me, you're going to enjoy opening up the chakras. And just by this example, you should have felt a little something right then and there. Again, I want to thank you. This is Mac Drinker from Activate Your Hidden Power. I'll see you again next week. Next week, we're going deeper into the meditation state, into relaxation therapy. And I'm going to give you a little guided meditation with it. Thank you. Have a great and blessed day.